So once you've been able to create the holes in your rubber dam that coincide with the isolation, with the tooth you're going to isolate, now you begin to mount the rubber dam unit teeth. So we usually make use of a rubber dam forceps for that, but for that we have to get a posterior clamp which is a size 8. Notice how I grab the rubber dam with both of my hands. With one hand will be holding the clamp. So I'm gonna stretch open the rubber dam until it can fit the clamp. Remember, the clamp always faces posteriorly to the tooth you're going to clamp. Then you take the clamp itself, the forceps rather, you stretch wide open. So we want to work on the tooth 6. So I want to clamp the tooth 7 so that I have a wide operating view of the tooth 6. I can also isolate the tooth 5 just to get a bit of perspective in terms of the contact and how it relates in terms of the occlusion and the marginal ridge. So you put this around the 7 and then you make sure you compress the forceps further to release the clamp. We have done that. Okay, then you get a sharp instrument which is here. You release the rubber dam from the wings of the clamp like so. Once you've done that, you now begin the process of stretching the rubber dam over and above the teeth you need to be working on. Voila, we have already isolated the tooth 6. So most times you try to isolate a tooth, you will come across parts where the rubber dam doesn't exactly go in between the contacts. So you make use of floss for that. I have some Oral-B floss for this. You cut that. You can tell your assistant to cut the floss for you as you're working. So you place your floss in between the contacts and you apply gentle and firm pressure like so. Okay. Okay, even just proximal to the tooth 6. At this point you can choose to release the clamp a bit to allow the dam to settle effectively around the tooth 7. Good. Okay, now at this point, once we and also around the mesial of the tooth 5, forgot to mention that. Good. Once you feel that sound produced by the floss as it just passes through the contact, now you know you have your contact. At this point you go and get the frame. So with the frame, it has these projections which allow the rubber dam to be fastened against like that. Good. And if you're not happy with the degree of isolation, you can always go back and change this. So make sure it's all robust and steady. You can use a hand instrument like I am here to make sure the rubber dam is well seated around the teeth. And now I'm gonna just clean out any debris there. As you can see, the tooth has been well isolated. Now this is a very clear field. It allows you to see the teeth well. It gives you some form of perspective. You don't have to fight with the cheeks. You don't have to fight with the tongue. Saliva is not a problem. You can be able to do your restorations in a very peaceful manner without having to struggle with all this oral structure that would otherwise interfere with your work. Now, notice how the operating field is clear. It's dry. Since you have a blue surrounding, the teeth come into perspective so well that it doesn't allow any form of distraction. Good. So this is why we go ahead and isolate under rubber dam.